Break a TV episode with me, and this time we're breaking down the pilot episode of the TV show Insecure because I received a couple comments to do a breakdown of it. As always, the full video to this breakdown and all future breakdowns are on my Patreon, linked in my bio. First, let's get our storylines on the board. In A story, which is the protagonist storyline, we have Issa, and in B story, we have Molly. Now, you have to identify what the character is doing in the episode or what they're struggling with. In this episode, Issa turns 29 and she is having like a late 20s crisis where she feels like she hasn't done anything in her 20s. And so she is questioning all of her decisions, mainly her relationship with her boyfriend, Lawrence. And Molly is having a similar situation, except she's single. So she's just questioning her decisions in dating in general. She's wondering what she's doing wrong and worrying that she will never find the one and get married like she really wants to. So these are the two storylines in the pilot, and even though Insecure is a show without commercials, we still use act structure to break the episode to make sure the story is escalating in the right places and that the shape of the structure is working. So I'm going to write out the acts on the board. We have the teaser that brings us to the title card and 3 acts for half hours. So let's take it section by section and start with the teaser. The function of the teaser in this episode is to establish the storyline that we talked about, right? Issa is questioning her decisions. And that is shown when she's trying to talk to a class of students about the nonprofit that she's a part of. But they keep asking her all of these personal, invasive questions like, are you married? Why aren't you married? Why did you decide to do this job? And et cetera, et cetera. So when you're watching it, it may just seem like, oh, she's just getting made fun of by these kids because kids are mean. But if you're thinking like a TV writer, then you'll realize that the kids are asking Issa questions that she's really asking herself at this point in her life. So that's how it really establishes what the episode is about and leads us into Act 1. In the case of this episode, we're going to establish the specifics of what Issa is questioning, which is her relationship with Lawrence. First beat is Issa's character intro, and she receives a message from an ex-boyfriend that is her what-if relationship. Now remember, think like a TV writer here. This message is giving her the option to decide whether or not she wants to continue her relationship with Lawrence. But she can't decide right now, so she just ignores the message. Next beat, Issa and Molly meet up for Issa's birthday dinner, and Issa shares that she's thinking of breaking up with Lawrence because he's boring, all they do is stay at home, and Issa wants more excitement in her life. But she hasn't made her decision yet until she gets home, and Lawrence proves that Issa is right because instead of going out for her birthday like she wanted them to do, he suggests that they just stay at home and watch movies. And so that is when Issa texts Daniel. So you see, Act 1 started with Issa receiving the option to make the decision on her relationship with Lawrence, and then it ended with her making the decision. So that's how the A story in Act 1 shapes out. If you want to see the B story and if you want to see Act 2 and Act 3, then subscribe to my Patreon for only $10 a month. I upload breakdowns weekly so that you have the skills to become a better writer from the comfort of your own home. Either way, thank you for watching and see you in my next video.